Alrighty, coffee is full, and it's drinking time. Delightful. It's all over my face now. Let's just have a quick... Oh! Happened. I remember saying last time that was going to happen. It's only a matter of time, because there's no stacker for it. In you go. Okay. Mainline is a stacker? It's a stack. Anything can be a stacker if you want it to be. Okay, let's go to... I wanted to do circuits, but I think I'm going to have to do oil. You know what, I'm going to pretend everything's fine and do circuits anyway. Despite your efforts to the contrary. Yeah, that one's got me. I no idea. Everything I've known about stackers says that shouldn't happen. There it is. Not pasting blueprint. There we go. I must use a Spidertron to do this for me. Let's get away from the patch. At some point, which means I'll probably never do it, I'll need to square this off. Should probably make an actual square corner as well, a more square corner. I'm also tempted to actually make, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to make an actual 90-degree corner. Damn it, I've been resisting one for all this time, for what, 3 years of these blueprints existing. I always said that use the double 45 to make a 90. You never need, stuck with that, you never need the full corner. Sure. I've been saying I'd never do it for a long time. Dear. It is quite a lot larger than it really needs to be. Easy to do. I've never seen the need to go beyond 2 lanes, not your 4,000 hours. I mean, you see all my maps are very rarely more than 2 lanes. Oh, damn it. Mine are very rarely more than 2 lanes. Why don't I do it that way? That would have made more sense. Ah, the corner's too tight. Nice and proper four-way junction. You shouldn't do four-way junctions. See, if I do that, actually, that's kind of annoying. Sometimes two T's just don't fit. I mean, for low throughput, you can sort of get away with, you can sort of get away with the T's. Low throughput four ways do work, but for the most part, they actually don't. There you go. Just make it like that, just to be extra offensive. Come on, Spidey. Yeah, Spidey, Spidey, Spidey. Probably should be higher up too. Should be more like up here. It's where the brick build came from. The idea of using staggered T's instead of full grids. Just get the jumping trains. It's a mod that's not without its issue. It's an interesting mod, but certainly not without its issues. Out there. Really, the T would be able to stamp on top of it. Ideally, but in practice, no. So while the Spidey's doing that, I'm just going to keep going this way. Yeah, so it should be in the middle. We'll do circuits about here. Use the T intersection for a 90 when you wanted one. Extra leg for later. It's not a bad idea, actually. Let's clean up that greenery. Larger than the player, has a smaller equipment grid than the Mark II power armor. Yeah. Kill Bill with that host. And Spidey. Yeah, that fish tank takes up a lot of space. The fish brain. Gotta have a lot of space for the fish brain. It's almost out of track too. Lexus legs, oh, you don't have that much space after packing all that. I mean, it looks like the turret ring underneath. Looks like the spider legs themselves sit mostly under the turret ring, which is on top. Oh. ID away. To say nothing about the 2 fusion reactors, yeah, that basically gives it infinite power. Unlimited power. Dan, how you doing? Which one? Or night? Or whatever it may be. Those connected roboports. Oops. Pogo spider. Should really get to bed. Did you see the lab experiments? Out of curiosity. That was also really interesting. Well, soon, 2 weeks' time, we'll start an hour earlier. So we tested 88 Beacon Labs versus 4 Beacon Labs versus Bot Labs. So we compared these with and without chest stubs and everything. It turns out the best labs, or the difference. So it turns out the worst thing you can do for a lab is have a continuous long belt, which we kind of already knew. The best thing you can do to it is give it splitter stubs. Chest stubs was worse than splitter stubs. We did have to circuit control them, and the circuit control contributed almost nothing to the drain. There is a 2.5% UPS difference between full beacon and 88 beacon. So an 88 beacon with splitter stubs is 2.5% more UPS. Or that much more space. So unless you're really, really squeezing UPS, you're better off with an 88 beacon lab. And then, on top of that, a bot sandwich is, what was it, more than double the UPS saving? Like the amount, yeah, 88 with stubs. So the stubs made a huge difference. I did post the stats in the channel. Leisha Wolf.
Like 500 vs 250 sekuntia for dearest.
Yeah, it was like 250, 300. Thank you very much for that too, Glacier. For the 7-month. Show some love and hyper chat there for that 7-month. I gotta do some scrolling up. Yeah, it was like, yeah, full beacon with splitter stubs was 362 UPS, and then it was 304 without. 88 with no stubs was 232. With splitter was 350. So 88 to full beacon was 350 for 88, and then 362 with both with splitter stubs. The bot sandwich was 590. Rigged. So yeah, so it was nearly double the bot sandwich, which also isn't surprising. So it looks like that it's very difficult to really get good performance out of labs. It also means the testing that I did with the splitter stubs on labs way back is still true. Longer craft times, like science consumption, bot sandwiches, but I think so. Yeah, labs. I suspect that is the case. That they are just better for bots overall. Daisy chaining labs. It's good for when they're not speed boosted. Well, as soon as you start beaconing labs, daisy chaining stops working. On the other map, when it was only 3,200 signs a minute, I daisy chained pairs of labs, and I had constant problems with them feeding fast enough. And that was only at 88 beacon. Like, it was nuts. Yeah, and there's minimal bot activity too. Hey, you see that? You see the inserters can't grab. The burner inserters can't grab from red belt. They have a lot of trouble. See, they just wiggle. And what they eventually do is burn all their fuel and then run out of power. Yeah, 7 different ingredients. It's It's a lot to ask for belts. Don't think I need that many anymore. Posting is done. For now. Hang on to a few of those. Oh, I'm still requesting them anyway. I always find I need a few pumps on hand. Insane bot-based module? Yeah, I brought it forward for however many years it is. Used that one the other day. You really can't... I don't know if you can do any better with it. Aware of that issue with burner inserters and red belt. That's why Steam Power Blueprint score price burner inserters splits the red belt to 2 yellow belts. It's a classic design. It's been around. I mean, in 15 I compiled them into a book, and that's pretty much how they've existed ever since. RCUs, I have been wondering the same thing. Looking that up, Kill Bill? Alrighty. I know it is quite late there. Yeah, like I just can't do any better than these. Been around since you were a new player. I think when I was a new player, there was a different one. I remember there was a circular one, and then this one appeared. But I don't know. Oh, it's a Nagi. Started in 2016. Really? I was going to say, yeah, I started in the beginning of 2016 as well, because I bought the game over December 2015. Bit too offshore pumps, because the water doesn't make it all the way to the end. There's... what is it? 24 boilers. Each boiler consumes, what was it, 60? So 24 by 60 is more than 1200. So you need 2. I mean, this thing doesn't really need to be as long as it is anymore. I'm not feeding it coal anymore. Now. Generally making progress that way. Things are yelling for stuff and junk. So now's the perfect time to just abandon it. Abandon everything here. 70 and 80. I'm getting modules at a decent rate. Still. It would be nice to get the bot spam down here. Elon plays Factorio. Oh yeah, I saw that tweet. Even made a remark about speedrunning Factorio. He plays IRL. I mean, I doubt he has time to actually play the game. Right, so the blue wickets. One of these somewhere. It's a Copernicus. There it is. I think I had to fix this thing at some point. So this is... I don't think I showed me making this one, but there's nothing really remarkable about it. It's a very unremarkable build. Need it near water though. Like so. Pencil it in here. Out here. His Neuralink play. Can't switch power over to non-burnable fuels or solar. Just feed wood into boiler, set up that separate power grid from the rest. There's a bunch of beacons that do nothing. I had an auto power switching system on the other base. Maybe that when blueprintable wires finally becomes a thing, I might reinstate, come up with a new version of that, reinstate it. I might even go back into reactor control. Something I haven't done in a long time. So, I don't even remember. Oh, that's the nuclear. It's new and improved reds. Okay, I need to clear some of these, I think. That's an old one. I don't like how it doesn't sort. Not sure how I feel about this. A solution looking for a problem, pretty much. That's the conclusion I had. Like, I did a lot of reactor control stuff, and it is. Trouble is, Reddit just is foaming at the mouth for that crap. It's like, oh, I need to do all this, I need to do all that. It's like, no, you don't. Stop, please, stop. So 2 of these is all the blue circuits that's needed. Gotta save all that uranium, which is what, 1.2 megajoules per each? Oh yeah, it's purely a fun exercise for me. Yeah, uranium is... I need to do the video talking about nuclear. I need to do so many little Factorio videos. I just never do them. I mean, I'm still using this first patch, and it's still got a fair amount to go in it. And this is before any infinite mining productivity too. Like, I haven't even done the first infinite mining productivity. In the other map, it only has like 50, 60k patches like it was originally generated. It was meant to be super rare. You weren't supposed to get these big, like 11 million, not 4 million patches. The road. Hello. Hello. Hi. Are you competent one, I hope? Or what I presume to be a competent build. Doesn't say much, really. Don't know, I think this is funny. It always puts in perspective once you mentioned that one yellow belt of uranium can easily feed more than 300 reactors with the right setup. Yeah, I never really put thought into how many reactors yellow belt can feed. I always knew it was just... I always just took it as a lot. Never really put much thought beyond that. Base uses 15 U235 per minute. It's so little. Hey, bounce. It's going to be a problem without substations. Go. You know what I should have done? Maybe thought about aligning it with that. That would have been sensible. Sensible, smart. Yeah, or just fairly clever. $15 per minute with just fuel cells means 500. It's stupid, isn't it? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where is it? There it is. So cute. It's an adorable little corner junction thing. Fortunately, it overlays the track like that. Right, let's do this again. Multiply the production chance of regular aim by 0.1. 0.07. Ooh, that sounds rough. I mean, it would make sense, though. It would just make it very grindy, admittedly. I can see it being a bit of an issue there. God damn it. I need to move it to there, don't I? Well, I didn't actually have to move it, I think. I didn't have to, but at the same time I did have to. That needs to move to there. Grind in Factorio. Just at the level we're at, I'd agree. For the more casual player, it would be a bit of a hassle. Uh, guess, I think. Pretzel broken, of course it is, because why wouldn't it break? Chain. And that'll do it. True, the iron struggle is real. Do you not have track? Or bots? Oh, there it goes. Well, just come over there. And we'll get this over with. And I'm probably going to get this built much faster than the spider will. Right, there's mental state, not a game state. I could think of a few free-to-play, more than a few free-to-play games, which would probably, I guess you could say, it's all mental state anyway. In the case of the said free-to-play games. But you could also argue that playing the same match in Destiny 2 over and over again, for example, is powered. I don't know. Yes, it's more it's the mental exercise rather than actually doing it to complete the task. Now I've got to update all these trains. Maybe yes, I'm grinding if I'm not having fun playing the game. But if I want to get to a different place, so I suffer through it. Yeah, I can understand that. Grinding is suffering through something to progress. Where are you going to sit? Before there. One fuel cell every 200 seconds is 0.3 fuel cells per minute. Yeah, for yellow belt carrying fuel cells, that would be right. Pokemon XP farming is grinding when you only need to level up, not when you're just running around exploring. That's what, 900? Oh, yeah, that's only a half belt, you're right. Wait, what's the 3.3 for? I don't have locos on me. Where are all the PAX trains? 2. Yeah, wrong button. There's a cacophony of wrong buttons there. Yeah, they are everywhere they should be. 8 total. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. They all should be going to there, and they all have blue. Yep, they all have blue. Ah, I see what you've done. And I didn't build a radar up there still. Off we go to the circuit land. There's one too many chain signals there too. Look, everyone's here. It's a party. It's a party. You could say grinding also has an element of FOMO, fear of missing out in it. Second one, it is. Well, apparently I'm building all this now. All the trains. Too many chains, still map, start over. Yep, reroll. Reroll, start over. Too many chains. Ruined forever. This map barely has any splitters on it. Good old PAX train stop. Some real super basic circuits on it too. Alright, you are going to keep them. Also going to keep them. Yes? Just keep that for now. Bump that. Oop, bump that. Not going to request anything. The first time I made such a system back in 13, the circuit connected to the trains, the signal was just released. Yeah, that would have been interesting. I think I did one with smart trains at one point. You jump into it and it would decide on the destination and everything. It had a whole latching system and everything. Because it could read players in the train and whether they stepped out. How many splitters have I crafted? Probably quite a few. 571. Most of that's probably stored in the make everything too. But it's not a lot. Comparatively, like 64k of them, 17k of them. I think there was like 250,000 in the other base. 200 probably. Well, maybe not as much, but it was a lot. Okay, you need them. 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 Pipes. We need chemical plants. Yeah, I'm using chemical plants in this place. Why am I so against splitters? It's the exercise of this map is to do as few splitters as possible. They are a drain on UPS. So I want to use as few as possible and see what the benefit is over the previous designs. Also, it was one of the first Bob's Mods playthroughs with a friend. Decided doing Towns playthrough very early on. It's the only way to do Bob's is Towns. It's one of the things I kind of don't like about Bob's, even though Bob himself, I believe he argued that, like, he likes belts, but he sure as hell was a masochist for them. What am I missing? Oh yeah, belt. It's kind of important, isn't it? I've also been ordering splitters at every outpost, even though I don't use them. Also missing substations, aren't I? I should actually copy the other circuit place. Any good LTN train blueprints so you don't have to do it all yourself? The best way to do LTN is to not install and instead install TSM, which is a lot easier. Remember we had a mainline track that was actually using priority signaling in circuits with some success. Trains on the mainline had priority over merging traffic. Heard the hammer quote metaphor from a teacher as a warning not to forget the correct way to solve a problem and give a shortcut 50% off. Hey, did you see, Sam, did you see the priority thing we did on the sim map? The 15 signed sim map. So I think that was the only time I did that. Combinator, self-supply, integrate network, myself, red wire, make things go beautiful. Meaningful, beautiful. Red wire, make thing go beep. Yeah, the priority thing is actually really powerful. It's very tricky to implement though. I have no idea what I'm missing now. I'm just going to leave it at that. See what happens. Very basic but effective. It comes from... what you're basically doing is similar to a trick in OpenTTD, a very, very old trick. Where... I wonder if I can actually draw it in this. I might be able to. You had like a merging junction. So... I know what I'm missing. Trains. Stand by. Ron. Oh, and the train's not assigned as well. That helps. That would help. Train out. Go. Right, now that that's done, now I can get back to this train of thought. So, train signals are pre-signals in OpenTTD. So this is a yellow entrance pre-signal, and this is when you join the two together, these are actually these are technically combo signals, and these are exit signals. So what you would do is you would set up a chain block, a pre-signal block. I'm trying to picture how you do it. You'd have something like this. You'd have continuing through, and what you would do is you'd have a connection like this. That would, so when the train's coming down here, it would pre-block this section, and you'd use this connection here to trigger that. Technically, it's like that in this case, because the way these signals behave compared to OpenTTD. Yeah, what you would do is use the train entering here to block this, pre-block it. You know what might be easier? When the supply train leaves the supply station, have the station turn off. Then once the train Has visited all the stations it needs to go to, will then turn the station again. You have all your requested stations, the same name. It'll cycle through. I did actually do that originally, and I had problems where it would tend to get, if it was stuck on a particular item, it would constantly cycle between the same stop over and over again. It had distribution, basically had distribution problems. I wonder if I have a map which implements that. So yeah, you would use the pre-signals in a way that would block trains and give it priority. Yeah, I had problems where it would. So if it was trying to call on something which was impossible, it would. Yeah, it would just get stuck. The other one, the Outpost trash train, which is it's basically the same concept, only it pre-carries. It carries a preset sort of allotment of items. And this one, they're all named the same, and whenever one activates, then it goes out there, either to bring things to it or remove from. It's still not perfect, as you can see. There's a lot of waste. Yes, the combinators here are still unperfect. I added a switching thing to only insert items which are on this list and are available. But it still doesn't work quite right. Not quite sure why though, because I've done that before and not had problems. But that particular one has a lot of issues. And you inversion the supply station the other day. I was watching streams on YouTube. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Part 21 is actually available now. Some peanut didn't set it to public. I thought I had, but I didn't. Good to see people enjoying them on YouTube as well. It means that spending the time to actually to go through the VODs properly and strip all the audio and everything so it doesn't get flagged and buried is actually paying off. Enter. Enter. Because I hate to admit it, but if no one watches them, then I wouldn't do it. Yeah, if you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for YouTube. Yeah, do. Oh, I'm all out of roboports. Did I tell us to bring roboports? I think I did. I did. Did bring some chemical plants. For which theory states you can choose between a theory which full self. Theory which states you have to choose between a theory which is fully self-consistent or one that completely describes itself. Talking about these complex systems that don't quite work. Reminded of it. It rings a bell, that does. I just can't think what it relates to. Like, no matter how idiot-proof you make the system, there'll always be a bigger idiot or something like that. Oh, I just had an epiphany that I needed something here. And then I forgot what it is again. I know, radars. Well, it wasn't actually radars, but I do need radars. So I always need radars. Halting problem. was I about to do? Ah, cliff explosives. Yep, cliff explosives. One, two, one, two. Two. One. I need more underground. Yeah, undergrounds to deal with that. Anyway, so the plan with this is we have pipes feeding vertically up, which I think actually stops about here. Oops. Okay, how many times did I make that? I think it's only the one. Anyway, oh, since it's already way too late, alright, have a good one. Nice one. I'll see you in the VOD squad on YouTube then. Yeah, so each one of these pipes is a chemical plant. Effectively, is what I was planning. Or at least enough to have 8 of them. 10. I mean, it's way more than what's needed. Go there. So what happens is the sulfur comes in here. These have direct access to water to craft into sulfuric acid. So we're making sulfuric acid on site. That's basically the build. That is the build. Supply trains here. Speaking of supplies, like supplies. Winning. Winning. I swear, for something which has like 40 hours, it's very high repetition. I have a feeling the playlist is actually restricted. There's actually something I should do as well is clear this request, because it's just holding on to modules for no reason. Yeah. I might even go over there, collect the modules and bring them over here. There we go. Right, so that's basically just going to need a build itself at this point. This needs to be left to do its thing. And that's blue circuits. And yeah, what I want to do is build the military section up here. I need to do some more clearing. But that'll be home of military. Sweekets. Say that for see if I actually do it. Just adding back in the belt. How many more of these blue circuits builds do I need? Only 2, fortunately. Is. Small as this build? It's only that. Why can I manually drive a train backwards? But need 2 trains automatically. When trains are on automatic, they can only drive forwards. They don't know how to drive backwards. But driving in reverse has got a few restrictions on it. You can drive reverse. When driving in reverse, you have less top speed. It's a limitation put on automatic trains. Let's see now. On them. Don't need that. I'll turn it off. I do need that. It's gonna be messy. A big? Yeah, the blue circuits fortunately doesn't need to be that big. Lower? Oh, this is stuff to keep in the network. In fact, I can turn that one off. And this is things to bring, this is things to get rid of. This is excluding items from getting rid of. This is things that's not allowed to dispose of. It's not allowed to throw away fuel, bots, and circuits. And this also tells it to bring... That's why the bots didn't get trashed. Trashed away. Off you go. It's funny, yeah, this caused this massive ripple on with the PAX trains. $1,900 modules still. Need to find where those infinity pipes are. Probably in oil, mind you. Probably down here somewhere. Does it not auto add these items to be brought? Where am I mining from? Pretty much everywhere. So when you add an item to a request, it's automatically excluded, but you can also manually exclude stuff. So there's a few patches here I'm mining. One over there. That's where the starter is. There's 2 there. I want to mine these just because they're kind of in the way, and I don't like building on top of patches normally, if I can help it. Oh, there's so much to do though. Hey, inserters. Should have actually grabbed inserters as well. Inserters are a big drain. Look who's back. Probably bottlenecked on crafting inserters. Want. It's got everything it wants. Well, you can see the inserter request going up. It's got everything it can get out of the train. God dang it. Wasn't paying attention and I got bumped out. It's very rude. Beacons are going. Try again. Hey. The PAX trains reshuffle themselves. So there's one for every build, and they'll automatically... So the one that gets sent away, they automatically just push themselves around. They don't intelligently find the right place to go. It just goes to the next one in the list. And that pushes the one that's already there to the next one on the list, and so on and so on. And they got pushed out of Starbase because the one from Smelter came back around. Yeah, it's nice not having to walk. See, I'm just bumping the one that got pushed me out. I'm missing now greens. Yeah, it's a supply problem. Iron or is it copper is the question. It's probably iron. I might make another iron patch here. Might tap into another iron patch here. Just start tapping into all these. The sooner I get rid of them, the better. In that case, grab you out here. Summon the spider for good measure. Yep, outposting time. I mean, this one here is getting a little thin, the first outpost. Do you scale it resource? I actually turned down the richness. This is a rail world, and I actually turned down the richness a notch. You actually really don't need that much resources. You don't need that much in the way of resources, I should say. As long as it patches at least like 4 or 5 million, you can do quite a lot with them. So I'm just that lazy. I won't even delete the order. That giant flashing column, that's smelting. It's smelting. It's an awful lot of smelting. What do I want to hit first? I mean, I kind of want to do those, but I might as well do these. Once again, the blue circuit, town module should ramp up pretty sharpish. Yeah, it means I can start, oh actually, I think it's smelting limited now, really. It's getting pretty close to being smelting limited. I like how you said towns as well. Even though I'm trying not to do a towns thing. Come here. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. Oh, I remember what was wrong with these. It's because it's only two wagon lengths. Did I say? I did. No, 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 no. Don't build that. We need this built. God damn it, bots. Can't build that without this. Okay, now you can go nuts. I get the feel... I'm not sure if that's actually built. Or if it's... I think it's built. Yeah. Spidey can go deal with that. I can extend down and... What's that? 16 and 13. That's gonna last a while. Spidey's problem, though. Next thing. Show spider. There's a spider. It's just got some construction mods and track in it. Build this stuff. That's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, you can see there is its grid. Classic huntsman spider. As you can see, yeah, you can put construction bots into the Spidertron. Its update rate's really low, so it takes a while for it to actually... Also, the construction queue's massive, which doesn't help. When the construction queue goes over 600 items, it starts cycling the map. It gets really slow. And so this thing being over 2,000, you see it's just going up and down. Because there's more things than the queue can really hold. Moving it around helps push an update in the queue. So the game actually realizes there's stuff to be built. I mean, this is a spider after all. Spiders are known for massive amounts of intelligence. I mean, it's probably not much more intelligent than a biter, really. Right, I need to do this. It's at least, yeah, it's at least as intelligent as a fish. Oh, did I set up the... I set up the... Is that the thingy that does the stuff from the junk? Very technical terms right here. There's one job in this entire planet and the spider is taking it. Oh, there's a lot of one jobs around here. They're smarter than the fish. After all, they can move without external stimulus. That is true. Uh, That'll do. I hope. Bye, train. Now let's name it properly. There. It's a pain in the ass to do, but there. Pretty sure the remote control counts as extend. It does. It does. Right, that's that iron outpost done. Okay, now we've got to risk joining trains. Bots. Please see that you need to build this soon. Or the next iron train shows up, ideally. There it goes. I'll be so glad when the construction queue starts clearing. Bad bots. Good bots. Yeah, I'm making the queue bigger. I'm increasing the queue as fast as I'm shrinking the queue. Yeah, processing units has come a long way though. It's basic. It's pretty much already down to just modules. I mean, this one's done. This might actually be pretty close to being done. Oh no, there it goes. Gotta say, oh, there's the infinity pipes. Are you requesting? I don't think you're requesting pumps. Probably hope it if it was. I'm gonna get a hole in the Ludgy network for a start. Oh, fine. Take all my boxes. Be that way. Even though I kind of stole them from the network. Game radars haven't removed the fog? Well, the radars I placed down there have. Do you mean these? I mean, they're removing as much as they're capable of. Spider can stay there. Actually, no. Spider can hang out there. Can I start playing on Wednesday? Yeah. So the radars have a limited range that they keep active, and then they'll passively explore uncharted areas in a wider area. It's like 8 times their range. So this one, the ones that are over here, will start exploring a little bit of the blackness here. They'll explore yeah, you can see it doing it there. They'll explore black space, which is about, I think it's 8 times their own space. I don't remember off the top of my head. So you can see this line here is where, like this one's explored up to. So the radar gives you map view range, it gives you the ability to see the map view within its radius, and then explores a little bit around. Actually, it might be like 1.5 times in every direction. Yeah, you don't really want to explore too much. Because the map goes infinite in all directions, which means the size of the map increases the more you explore. That is a problem. Nothing worse than having a game that runs at a crawl. This game, like all games, the updates just the frame rate is tied to the update rate. It's a problem with every game. The more the more stuff you have on the map, the more it's going to drain the game down. For Factorio, it's a bit unique because it's such a well-studied topic of how to extract the most performance out of a map for the least cost. The fishies. So in most games, like we talk about UPS, updates per second. So the game normally does one update matching 1 FPS. So it has 60 updates a second normally. And then as the map gets busier, the updates goes down, so the frame rate goes down. And that's consistent with all games, even like Oxy Not Included, Prison Architect, all those. They have the same update cycle, which is meant to be the same as the frame rate. At 60 updates a second. Oh yeah, the FPS isn't tied to the tick rate, so well, it's a one-way link. We should say it's FPS is tied. FPS gets pulled down by updates or up by updates, but updates is not pulled down or up by FPS. So you can have 10 FPS and 60 updates, but you can't have 100 updates and 60 FPS. Well, actually, you can. You can't have 120 FPS and 60 UPS. 60 updates. I got it the wrong way around. Yeah, you can get lower FPS than UPS. That means it's a video limit. Video video processing limit. It's usually big bot swarms that do that, or it used to be. You know, everyone used to complain that a big bot swarm would kill the game. What's our time at? Plenty of time. Got so many names in the queue, I just haven't bothered with. Oh, you need a buffer chest. Back to base. Back to home. If I set the game speed to 2, then it'll go 120, 120. It's a bit of a pain because it's not locked to the refresh rate. Don't distract that up blues again. I need to revisit blues to do the acid part. Or at least start it. That was actually kind of the plan, was to revisit it. Actually, probably will use what's there. Beacons has it got? All assembly machines now. You're missing... yeah, you're missing speed ones. Speed ones here. You're missing greens. And it's missing greens because greens are missing plate. It's missing plate because not mining enough. Oh, there's a bill thrown in that following. How much of this is base game and how much is mods? Very little of it is mods. I have a few mods going, but none of them are gameplay changing. Oh yeah. Kind of important. I'm trying to keep this playthrough as close to the vanilla experience as possible. There we go. Yeah. I suppose the Spider Squad is kind of gameplay changing, but it's not... what I mean is it's not changing recipes or changing fundamentally how the science a minute works. Like, it's not giving you turbo labs or changing recipes. Do I ever use mods like Factory Planner or Hell Mod? I have used them with varying degrees of success. Spider Squad. It's Spider Squad is a mod that lets you control multiple Spider-trons at once. And it also lets that assigned squad follow you. So if I turn that on, the Spider Squad will start following me. There they are. So now I just get followed by a bunch of spiders. Speaking of, now's a good time to replace a spider. What was it? Color? 150. Just take all of it. What was it? One reactor, one leg. One reactor, one leg. 7 of them, 1 of them. 2 of them. I think it was 2 of them. 2 of them, and then 4 pew-pews. That. Because they just bother. They are somewhat troublesome. Natives are somewhat troublesome. I'll just do 5. That's 4. Where's the 5th one? There. There we go. You need to park over here. Which reminds me, I need to do one quick thing. I need to go get a blueprint. I keep forgetting to get this blueprint. Oh yeah, that's the logistics chest for the Spidertron. That lets the logistics happen. It's coming in 1.1, that one. Okay, now I'm happy. Gonna get bashed? Probably. It's a bit love to try. Because yeah, screw all this Spidertron stuff. Yeah, this thing is not small. Just played that. Like 10 minutes ago, just played that. Starting to get annoyed with Pretzel. The more I use it. Nuclear artillery spiders? I mean, there's a 1 in 1 chance that there is a mod for that. And they're pretty good odds. Be as dirty as possible with it. This thing will live at the military site eventually. Death Train returns. Sure does. Because just what you always wanted was to bog down the construction queue even more than what it already is. Oh dear. You. Here it goes. Goodbye, imposter. Better vote him off then, damn it. Do more of that today. Who's playing it, if anyone? One specific. Is holding the key so much? Seems hardly to be going to. It's modules. Modules are very slow to craft, very slow and very expensive to craft. I'm only making like 30 or so a minute. No, not even that. Okay, so Haven't made one in quite a while. Yeah, see, they're very slow to craft. That's a bit of a problem, because you used to be making, yeah, like 30 at one point. Pretty sure that comes back to the whole iron supply issue. Yes, is it empty? No. I don't have a lot of smelting, which is not helping the cause. It's just come in and out. It would help if I did just build more stuff. I don't need that many. I mean, if I set low numbers on this, tend to be oversupplied. How many smelts fill a belt? In the particular setup I have, it's 14. 7 per side. Don't have it, yeah, I don't have it in the history anymore. Yeah, with the current beacon setup. Hey, Anne, Wolf, how you doing? Yeah, it's specifically for blue belts as well. This specific setup. And this is just a sort of an intermediate smelter. It was going to be the final one, and then I changed my mind. So it's just an intermediate one of each. It does like 40,000 a minute or something. 35, 40,000 a minute. And then this is meant to be the main one that does the, what was it, 300,000 something a minute that's needed. Let's see, I got my numbers here. 459,000 copper plate a minute and 400 and I need another one which does 478,000 iron plate a minute. What's the obsession? It's my strict adherence to something that I did 2 years. It started doing 2 years ago. Yeah, they're just being collected. Don't do anything with them, just collecting them. Yeah, it's strict adherence to something that I started doing randomly 2 years ago. Feed the spider gods. I mean, I got, what? 9,800 fish for spiders right there. A very large aquarium. Do I have it? That's a duck. How about I fill a duck full of fish? I don't think I have it stored anymore. Oh no, there it is. Good old duck. What's the duck? That's the glorious duck, the glorious copper duck. Only this one particular one's made of wooden chests. I don't know what happened to my original duck blueprint. I guess it's filed under that. Good old ducky. What even is that? Hmm. Those that don't know, the duck was a copper patch. A long, long time ago, it was a copper patch. Oh yeah, you have the duck rails. I was going to do something here too. The last Megabase with purple goop? It was, yes. No, it didn't have purple goop because it was, oh, technically it did, but we weren't using it. Yeah, Distracto. Actually want to go down there. Well, I can always send you down there. It is basically chat's job to distract me as much as possible so that I don't get anything done. This place is building up nicely. Thought something had gone wrong with the blueprint. No. Well, yes. Did actually cover it all too. Yeah, the base is basically building itself right now. Basically. See what I did there? See what I did there? Oh, hello. Right, once again, I need to stay away from there. I don't know where I am because this area is full of trees. Buffer chest. Oh, cliff explosives. I do that with disturbing regularity. Accidentally uncoupling stuff. Mind you, I do actually need to go back to blue circuits at some point because I believe it's actually missing buffer chest. Still. Right, who's got the cliff explosives? Do I have cliff explosives? No. Too late now. I think oil does. Loop around there. At this point, the base is more or less just building itself. Well, looks like things are happening here finally. Slightly concerning that it's like I did add a second train. I snuck a second one on. You're gonna need balancing, aren't you? Just because it's so out of whack. Can I reinstate? Like rebuild these, redo these? reset the productivity and all that. Mini green river. I mean, it'll be a big river like that across there, eventually. Might be time to reset these. Well, I think I can get away with it now. There's a cliff explosives. Oh, where are the bots at? Bots struggling here before. Oh, they're still there. Very good. I probably need a balancer to empty it. Probably going to need to figure out a few other things with it too. Kaboom. Oh, look who's here. Have some dodgy bots. Okay. This is entirely too green. So you can go park up there. Most of the time I need a spider around here anyway. Why did you use cliff explosives when a nuke could have done the same job? I mean, you're not wrong. Not wrong at all. Okay, there's only a teeny weeny little bit of wastage that I need to clear. Only a teeny weeny bit. Not not a huge amount. The one tricky part to doing these big mega blueprints to clear everything out, or to get it all going. Clear it all out. Cut down the trees. It would have cut down a lot of things. How the trains nowhere to go? Is that something you'll understand when you get into it? Uh, when you fully unlock all trains, the rail automation behaves just like OpenTDD. So when you unlock these, can these actually? Oh no, you gotta unlock train stops, don't you? Before you can really use trains. Like you unlock trains and they don't really do anything on their own. You gotta unlock train stops and then signals and all that. Yeah, once you fully unlock it, then that's when you can really use them. Kinda weird, really. You can unlock trains, but not the train stops. Makes them kinda useless, initially. Ooh, a flawless one. How quaint. You're not supposed to be here. I'm not going to use that crap. Hey, can't you find copper 1 again? Oh, that's why. Right, now it's just got to build itself. Of course, I'm contributing to the construction queue, no less. Going over here. Slowly getting the train. A lot of wagons to make. There we go. Another iron outpost done. How are we doing on power? 98 of 103. I think I checked. Of course it's running out again. Seven of those eggs per minute, you're like 1400. Yes. Means it's gonna take a while. So what I need to do is more smelting, and more circuits means more modules. Should be back up to where it should be. It's back in the 30s. 11 and 23. It's basically in the 30s again. Like, the entire... Getting everything done isn't dependent on them, for the most part. Yeah, this Factorio is just more everything. Think you need enough, double it, and then double it again. I have a solution to this other problem. If that wasn't in the way. Actually, it doesn't matter. There we go. Double the double. Of course. Expect nothing less than doubling the double. How many effective? Yes. How big do I want the factory? Yes. time. What do those combinators do? They manage what needs to be crafted. So that's called the bot make everything factory that I made. You tell it what to maintain in the network, and it will just automatically craft them as it needs to. Automatically craft everything that you call for. Very convenient. Magic. I mean, it's close enough to magic, it might as well be magic. Yeah, exclamation mark bot ME if you want an explanation of it. Alternatively, exclamation mark honk. Get a goose honking. There we go. Hey, bypass not even the copy paste the requested chest. It's on cooldown. In all seriousness, that's the one you want. How was I intending on doing this? I need to get a lot of water in. I basically wanted this on its own island because it needed so much water. How about I just keep on stalling that one for now? Kinda just want to keep stalling on that one. This one, on the other hand, I like how at the start or the end of every session, it's add more nuclear every time. It's gonna have to be the next job, I think. Is picking up the nuclear and moving it over, all this stuff and moving it over. What will I do with it? Tempted to make a bot this time. I've done a few belt ones. Instead of adding 1 and 4. I think next time it runs out, I'll add the third column along there. Which means which ironically would mean adding 4. Fortunately, this time I'm pretty sure I have build available. It'll line up green as it goes. Yeah, I'm putting a drain on this train, and like the amount of fuel cells it's bringing in is getting a little bit crazy. Ah. That's what you were thinking. Come on. Just want the first row of roboports to light up green. It's almost there. I think there's like 1 or 2 things to go. There we go. Maybe next time we'll design a bot one of these things. Yeah. I don't know how that would go. Having it place the blueprint place the actual item over water. I mean, having said that, like it does it over cliffs, and the bots do get stuck if you can't cliff explosive. So it's not like it's inconsistent. Like it's currently inconsistent. It might be an engine limitation. Like it physically can't place entities in invalid spots. It's like it can't have an entity that's sitting on water even though it's ghosted. Like it's got to wait until the tile's actually valid first. Because it can't validate against something that's going to be there, not... Ghost could be activated? Potentially. It could be a thing. It just depends on whether or not it's just a physical engine limitation they can't work with. See them retreat. It might be another 1.1 thing, or 1.2 thing. Come on. Charge up again, damn it. Power yet? Oh, it's 99. It's pretty close. 99 out of 103. 100 out of 103. There we go. I was just smart enough to know the building X can depend on... Yeah, we already know that it can't handle that, like... It'll try and place things over the top of landfill. Which we know it can't do. Probably doesn't have inserters. I don't think it does. Do I have to manually intervene? Damn it. Oh. Did I do it again? I'm half trained. That happens so often. Alright, try that again. I also point out that this is the second time that's happened. Second time that's happened today. That pesky Kookaburra gang. Assistant. Oh, wrong one. This one. And they're getting the fishies. Bonus. Right, the important thing is the inserters are down, and these are warming up. Yep, 200 degrees already. 8 reactors puts out a fair chunk of heat in a surprisingly big hurry. I was actually watching a few videos recently on nuclear accidents. I didn't really know about air-cooled reactors really being a thing. A very good reason why they're not really a thing, admittedly. Yeah, air-cooled reactors. Can't think of where it was. It was in England. The one that I saw was in England, and it huge vertical tower. It was designed for the rods would slowly push through the core and then out into this pond, this pit of water in the back. But half the time the fuel rods would miss and just land, and then just catch fire. They just keep on reacting and set itself on fire. Yeah, and then melt down. Fuel melts down. It's slightly less than ideal, isn't it? I'll build that. Or landfill that, ready for the nuclear site. It's done. Minus the infinity pipe there. I need laser turrets. That's what that red stripe is. I think that came from the creative blueprint. It's nice that's actually done too. I think it's still active. Circuits, oil is still active. Yes, this thing's getting all the inserters right now. That's the problem with this supply train. Is if there's multiple requests across different things, it will, whatever's first will just get first pick and take all of it. Okay, I think next time I need to really address smelting and expand smelting. Oil's pretty much where it should be. We've got 8 out of our 9 plastic builds now. We've got the 2 sulfur. We're still gonna do rocket fuel, but that can wait. I need to do smelting properly, I think. And I might rebase it so that it's centered down the bottom. Look.exe, stop responding. Windows programs. Damn things, aren't they? So hi, Spellmaster. I need to make a start on the iron one. Copper one needs to be completely redone. Maybe scaled back a little bit. Is the reactor working? The reactor's kind of working. It's at 900. It's 1,000 degrees. That's perfectly fine. Definitely fine. Oh, is it waiting on components? It was. Certainly waiting on landfill. Not anymore. Get melt reactors right? Yeah, if you blow them up over 800 degrees, if you destroy them over 800 degrees, they will explode. Landfill row for next power? Probably should do that, eh? Got fishies to collect, though. Right, it's starting to get pulled down, which means the turbines are starting up. Ah, yeah, they've got access to all their water now. Not too late too. Although it's down to, what's it down to? 91? Still on the edge. Oh, apparently I've been sent away. Boom goes the dynamite. Dynamite being the reactors. There's one person who used to stream Factorio a lot. He doesn't anymore. I think he's gone. He had reactors all heated up around the perimeter of his base, and then just had them chain explode all the way around. It was hilarious. Anyway, that, I think, is it for today.